On this week's podcast, we were discussing the latest factually challenged installment in Bud Light's curious descent into social justice advocacy.
Bud Light Party here to discuss equal pay.
Women don't get paid as much as men, and that is wrong.
And we have to pay more for the same stuff.
What?
Yeah, cars,
What?
dry cleaning,
What?
shampoo.
What? You pay more but get paid less? That is double wrong.
Bud Light proudly supports equal pay.
The ad got hammered with thumbs down and critical comments, as you might expect, for many of the reasons you're probably thinking right now. The gender wage gap is a measure of all earnings, not same job earnings or even same hours earnings, and therefore not a product of sexism. I wonder what the wage gap looks like within Anheuser-Busch. Oh wait, they won't tell us. And just generally speaking, how in the hell is this ad going to sell more beer? After watching this ad, I wondered why two comedians would sign on for this campaign at all. It's career suicide. Yeah, and I can't believe any comedian would jump on this social justice shaming bandwagon, because it's like, how can you not see this is going to come back to consume you later? They're going to turn on you. You will be the enemy. You will be cannibalized. No matter how pure your intent, to the people this ad is designed to appease, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Or rather, an oppressed-eat-oppressor world. And you will eventually be devoured. And less than 24 hours after we discussed that very idea, it was demonstrated in reality. Sunday was the Pride Parade in Toronto, a major event to close Pride Month where LGBT people and their allies take to the streets en masse to make their presence known. And this year was special because Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau participated.
Dang, 10,000 new ones? Well, hey, good for him.
We can poke fun, but in all seriousness, you'd probably have a hard time finding any shade of prejudice at the Toronto Pride Parade. This is a place where trans dogs pull gay sleds across an interracial tundra of anything goes. But just like Bud Light thinks the Western world is hostile to women, just like life in Jurassic Park as described by Jeff Goldblum, social justice, finds a way. Enter Black Lives Matter Toronto, who, as Canadian news outlets reported, interrupted the Pride Parade with a hostile 30-minute sit-in. Calling this gesture an interruption is awfully polite, however. When I think Canadian interruption, I think something like, oh, hey there, say, I don't mean to be a bother, but I just cooked up a big batch of flapjacks and I haven't a drop of maple syrup. I don't suppose you could spare any, eh? A polite Canadian interruption this was not. This was a hostile shutdown of the Toronto Pride Parade with a list of demands that include money for Black Lives Matter affiliated groups and a removal of police presence. Or at least the police float in the parade anyway. The line between social justice and terrorism gets thinner every day, it seems, but maybe it's all just a big misunderstanding. After all, I'm just some dumb white American. I need someone of wisdom on the issue to explain it to me.
Why did Black Lives Matter halt the Pride Parade?
The reality is we halted the Pride Parade today because Pride Toronto as an organization has been constantly pushing Black folk in terms of their programming, other marginalized communities, in terms of the programming in a very far place away in order for us to celebrate our Pride. So today we held Pride accountable for their anti-Blackness, for their anti-indigeneity, for the fact that we have been pushed to the margins way too long.
Anti-Blackness, pushed to the margins. Was there some kind of Jim Crow segregation policy in the Pride Parade bylaws?
Well, you had been invited to be an honored guest there.
Oh, so not only was Black Lives Matter invited, but you were actually honored guests. So not denied, not separate but equal, actually integrated and celebrated. Or as you put it, shamed and excluded, right?
This was also a historic parade because it's the first time a sitting prime minister was participating, and it was seen for various progressive groups as a good day. Was your timing appropriate for the sit-in?
I think our timing is appropriate whenever we talk about the fact that there are Black, trans, and queer people who are dying at outrageous rates at the hand of the police.
Well, that's quite the claim, isn't it? LGBT people of color are dying at the hands of police at outrageous rates. I enlisted the help of Twitter to find any examples of the police killing Black LGBT people, not just in Canada, but anywhere else. And we were only able to find 3 cases. One case in which a trans black woman with a criminal record that included assault and theft drove a stolen car onto an NSA campus. Another case in which a black lesbian pulled a fake gun on a guy in an argument and refused to drop it upon police intervention. And of course, a friend reminds me that a gay Muslim was recently killed by police at a nightclub in Orlando. Hey, it's true. Even if we grant the premise that these people were unjustifiably brutalized by police on account of their race and gender or orientation, which we shouldn't, that's a mere 3 cases out of an estimated 1,125 police killings in the United States in 2015. Or about 0.25%. So I guess the police are killing black LGBT people at outrageous rates. They're just outrageously low rates. You know, like your local Toyota dealer.
You gotta go to King's Toyota. Outrageously low prices today and every day.
Have you done yourself and your group a disservice by taking that space away from them?
We're not taking any space away from any folks. When we talk about homophobia, when we talk about transphobia, we go through that too as black people. This is our space the same way. They are in our spaces. We are doing this together. It should be a cohesive unit of how we actually fight against oppression. It should not be one against the other.
Yes, a cohesive unit, which is why you guys were invited to the parade as honored guests. My God, how the hell do you people even have friends? Hey, dude, so listen, some people are coming over later. We're going to drink a few beers and play some Halo or something like that. You want in? Here is my demand. We will only play if it's co-op. It cannot be one against the other. Ever. Do you understand me? We must be a cohesive unit. Okay, geez, come over at like 7. Douche.
So in order for the parade to move forward, the Toronto Pride director had to sign an agreement on the terms presented by the Black Lives Matter movement. I wonder what were those terms and how exactly this agreement came about.
One of the demands was to increase the funding to Blockorama, which is one of the biggest stages at Pride, to make sure that BQY has a permanent stage and also has funding to make sure that there's Black ASL interpreters available for these stages, and also to make sure that there will be no police floats in the next Pride next year.
It sounds to some...
It sounds like crime. It sounds like a hostage taker saying you will agree to terms X, Y, and Z, and you will agree to eliminate police presence as well. Even the gay cops, who not only want to keep us safe, but agree with our agenda too. Intersectionality matters. Empower the gay black community. But the gay cop community? Get fucked, pigs. And that's the problem here. The problem Seth Rogen, Amy Schumer, Bud Light, and any other ally in this current social justice wave needs to understand. Sure, you might be an ally today, but the second you say the wrong thing, crack the wrong joke, draw the wrong art, wear the wrong costume, live the wrong life, you will be made into the oppressive other. You will be the gay cop out for gay blood at the Gay Pride Parade in Toronto. The more this agenda progresses or regresses, the more people will be excluded, not included. Soon, only those who can check every conceivable box of intersectionality will be given a voice. Because the rest of us are inherent oppressors, incapable of understanding their unique experience. Make no mistake, modern social justice is a highly competitive game. May the best man win. Sorry, may the best fat, ugly, poor, amputee, Muslim, diseased, gender non-binary thing win. May they win. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate the thoughtful discussion down below and especially over on Twitter. That is at skag_3. You're always welcome to come hang out and chat in my live streams. Those are linked down in the description. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye.